So hello, we're on Myrmonden here. Welcome to my review of Hajimeru Mahou episode 8. Clearly the best episode. This anime, so good episode. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This was the absolutely best episode this anime's ever had. Right? Not a long anime. It was, oh god, this episode was really good. Everything in the episode was good. The pacing, the drama, the characters, character development, like the backstory being revealed, motivation of characters, yada yada. And funny enough, it had nothing of Zero in it. And I know that I was watching, it's like, interesting. This is absolutely the best episode. And it's like half a minute of Zero. And she's half nude too. So it's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. And still, it's like, I don't care that this is the best episode. Even though I love Zero, she's still the best character I think so far. Actually, I do like Holdem. And I always kind of liked Holdem actually. And I'll be saying for a long time that Holdem is clearly gonna be in the main party because we see him twice in the opening. So I was like, you know, like we were in there's a smile. I was like, yeah, Holdem is weird here. And definitely note that he's in the opening now again in the end there when you stand next to other heroes, right? And as I said, the first review of this anime, way 7 weeks back ago, I said Holdem is gonna be my main character because if you read the credit list, he's stated in the credit list after the other guys like Beast, Zero, Albus, right? So you kind of know that's kind of the note. Yes, I was like, he is gonna be in the quest, absolutely. So last week he returned, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be in the team now. He's gonna do something here. He's gonna return and join Beast guy, and he did. And I actually loved the chemistry. That also made the episode so much better. I wish he was, with them earlier. For sure, right? I wish he was with them, yeah, obviously the Albus team, but still, like, yeah, it happened earlier. It was better, and like that whole team's backstory, very, very interesting. We obviously not just him having a backstory that makes him more, intriguing to the whole like universe, whatever you call it, of the whole anime, but also that explain some backstory stuff about the whole world, right? As pretty much I predicted, and most everyone's predicted, right? That obviously Witches created the Beast guys. That'd be something that's very, very predictable, and here it's confirmed. So Witches can create Beast guys, and the whole sacrificing them makes no sense because they can just create more of them if they were strong witches. So that makes a little sense. They're obviously a kind of warrior, a human enhanced to fight for witches or in the wars. That makes sense. And that's probably where I have predicted that Zero is the one behind the whole how to create witches. That's probably Zero's fault, is what I believe. So here we see that Serena, of course, created him. She gave Holdem his powers of being a wolf. So it's very interesting. He's the only character so far in the anime that is called as like created Beast guy from a human, and it also kind of shows us that all the Beast guys probably are just, the ancestors were probably the same thing, right? And then they got kids. Maybe the kids didn't actually have to become a beast guy. They could be humans, but they have to have a beast gene in them, whatever, right? So some of their kids every now and then would be a beast. So something like that probably. But whatever, that's not interesting detail. But something that is probably what happened. And obviously, as Holdem says, it's like, why would a witch want to kill you if they are some noob shitty witch type? Because all the witches, he's like, into talking about it, he's like, but the witches like, no, witches. Only the weak witches that want to kill you. The other witches can just create you, so they wouldn't want to kill you. Like, and then of course Beast, he's like, oh shit, yeah, Zero, why would she want to kill me? She can just make more of me. So that was a really good scene. I think that was really good. The whole thing was really good. I mean, his backstory explains a lot of stuff in the universe, right? And of course, we also get the whole Albus thing. Albus is granddaughter. That was a theory that a lot of people had. I've been supporting it overall. I'll sit there and say, yeah, I said so episode 1. I was like, no, but I've been mentioning it every now and then in a few weeks now. I was like, yeah, that's probably true that he is her, probably the granddaughter. I've been saying that probably for like 3-4 weeks now without like doing some theory with you. But I was like, yeah, that probably is true. I've been like, yeah, it makes sense to me. And this episode clearly was very clear, I think, pretty early here. When we saw the baby, and I was like, yeah, same eyes, same hair color, that is Albus. And of course later on, it was very classic drama there, how the wolf guy, Holdem, he's standing with the back right to execution, and we see Beast like, we have to save him. He's like, we can't do it, it's dangerous. It's like, because he can't see actually who the person is. Then turns around, and the camera is aiming at here, so you can't see his eyes. And then he goes up, and it's like, it's her! Hey, you're sama! Yeah, so that was so cliche in a way. But I kind of liked it. But it was predictable. Right? It was predictable. But if it wasn't as predictable, then that's going to be really good. So I'm giving it benefit of the doubt. Like they have a hard time not. I mean, it's a lot of foreshadowing, especially then when the kids have the same eyes and so on. So they can't do it like too much either. They had a pretty good middle ground here. find that. But also, it's a little cliche though. You kind of like, yeah, it's obviously her, and it's like, especially now your camera's here and that stuff. Like, yeah, it's obviously her. Like, if you have some production kind of feed for it, like, yeah, it's her. But anyway, I think it was really good. Even though I was like, yeah, it's a little quirky, a little like cringe quirky in a sense, right? But I think you can still it's a 10th episode. That was the only thing I would say that was a little dragged out, maybe. Yeah, that's probably more only nitpick issue I would have is that they probably dragged out a little too much, right? They dragged out a little way too long, it's a little bit. It's a little too long, a few minutes there. That is her or not. So you kind of have like, it's obviously her. You kind of feel that for like the last 5 minutes or so. So that scene was earlier. That I think they would be a little better then. So then be foreshadowing, and then like 2 minutes later, oh, it's her. And he's like, oh, do someone. That would be a little better. Now it's like, it takes a little too long time where you are, because I was like 99% sure it was her. Probably 5 to 8 minutes before that scene was, right? That scene was like 3 minutes or 2 minutes when I was so sure. Then I feel like, I was right, yeah. So that would be a little better. Only nitpicky, I would say. But it's very, very nitpicky. So obviously, this is the 10th episode, but it's not perfect. Everything else will be better. I probably have to it earlier then. But otherwise, that was really interesting, right? Every course to see them escaping. And that scene, I laughed at so much when I watched it. I was like, what is happening? Why is he biting Beast guy? That was so weird. But this big guy in the Mountain Berserk, and he suddenly bites Beast, and I was like, okay. And he's like, and that was so weird too, because they kind of laughed at it. I mean, like at the production, whatever, meta laughed at it. Because otherwise, after they bit him, he was like, I did this. He got that kind of weird face too, and I was like, what was happening? What's happening? That was just weird. That was weird. It was funny, but it made no sense. But I still liked it. But I was like, well, I don't know what's happening right now. This is weird. But otherwise, the fact was cool. Like he got the arrow behind him, and so on. That was great. And also, of course, before that was really good when all of the Red and Wheels just like burn the witch, and he throws the bombs, and those weapons all losers that can't do anything their own right. He runs in there. We see Holdem jumping in front of the bomb, saving Albus, and so on. So that was pretty good. And also, of course, 13 is trying to capture Beast, right, within some wood magic and controlling some vines, because he can't actually hurt him, and he saves him from some arrows. He's like, oh, idiots, you will hurt Sirius. He knows that he can't actually kill him by like shooting him, whatever, right? And so capture him, like dispel some lifelink magic, I guess. And he, of course, in the end mentioned that, okay, send those guys. I have to get those people alive, yeah, because he knows. That's never explained. Hopefully explained with reasonable explanation in the comic episode how he knows that Albus is the granddaughter. It's never explained in this episode. I wish it was, but I guess he knows it somehow, and hopefully that makes sense later on. But he knows that. He's like, get that girl alive, get that beast alive, because Zero cannot fucking die, so you have to get them both alive. And and he say all of them, but I guess he doesn't need Wolf guy, but it's like, get them all alive. I guess he's like, yeah. However, though, who's the funny there was like, send the assassins. Capture them alive for me. It's like, yeah, send my death squad. Get them alive. It felt really weird. Like, the sentence just felt weird. Like, it was like, yeah, send out my, lethal guys that kills people, but don't kill them. It's like, okay, sir, you can send don't send those guys, they're the best guys, but don't kill them. A little like that. It's really funny. But yeah, a really, really good episode. I think it was. Episode is good in every sense too, because it was high pacing, right? This anime has some issues otherwise sometimes when it's like, it's a really good build-up scene, like 2 weeks back, but it takes like 10 minutes to get there, and then we say, yeah, this is a build-up scene, and yeah, they like the payoff scene. But this episode had this like really, really good pacing, really good action, really good humor, everything constantly, right? And still had really good scenes. So this is how the anime should have been every episode, really. Of course, it's hard to also be on the high point, but you know what I mean, right? Like, that you kind of wish it more episode be that is. So definitely this episode also puts all the episodes to shame a little bit, right? Because it had everything. It had great moments, it had good build up, it had characterization, it had character development, a lot with Holdem, like huge revelation. And also it also revealed that obviously him, the guy that killed everyone at Zero and 30th place, he's the one that got Serena killed with the plague to get the book back or whatever. And that was, he was like, here proof, but no, but he was like, the Holdem is like, it makes sense, duh, and it's like, yeah, it does make sense. And I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes complete sense. Of course, because suddenly there was a huge plague, and they blamed Serena, this super nice person. yeah, obviously the him guy is behind it. But we didn't know that. We didn't know him was episode 2, so that's why I didn't think about it. But he mentioned, oh yeah, it makes complete sense that it's him that made it. I was like, oh yeah, it makes freaking good sense, yeah. So that's also a good scene, right? That just combines the whole story, right? What's really was killed, and so what goes back to the main evil, him, whoever the guy is, but that's him, right? The main antagonist and the man behind everything and so on. That compared to him, yeah, pun intended, and right, and so on. So that was also really good. So the episode had everything, right? It had the story, it had the characterization, huge character development, huge character reveals, and it's kept having really good actions and good pacing, right? Because obviously the end also had good AP. I love the escape scene, and I felt like this is how anime should be more like. This is the action adventure anime I expected to be. I actually really love the Zero versus Beast love thing, but this was like, this is a really good anime. They have it every episode, and they can't have that because they have to build up, they have to get, show characters and so on. But I feel like this episode, for example, is kind of how episode 4 and 5 and so on could have been. Right? So not exactly as hopelessly, but kind of that sounds right. So a little like that. So it feels like this is hopefully the anime can keep this pacing for the end of it, right? Because it's only like 4 episodes left, I think, or 5 maybe. I think it's 4 episodes left, I think. And hopefully they can just keep this pacing. Obviously can't reveal too much more stuff because they can't reveal enough stuff in an anime. But I feel that, yeah, if you keep this pacing with action, comedy, everything on the same level of that, and as I said at the beginning, I think Holdem and Beast Guy, those are like this really good duo, right? It's like the big brawler guy, the big soft guy. They actually have a good relationship. I mean, not like relationship, but good chemistry. Chemistry, I mean, of course. And also get Albus in here, and she's probably gonna be like, Wolfman, do this for me, or whatever. Or like, I hate you for this, or whatever. They're gonna have some reunion, as that episode is called. So I feel that this anime is gonna be much better now, actually. We know we get it. And I was kind of expecting when I did my, like, should you watch review of this like a month ago, and I was like, probably it's gonna be a good ending of this anime, and it's probably gonna be good to watch it all together. And I feel that, yeah, like now they have really built up, and this episode really delivered, and I do think it's gonna be better from now on. Maybe not as good as this episode, but I think generally the anime is gonna be better, right, in the end of this episode. So I feel that the first 6 or 7 ever were kind of just getting up there, and now they have this kind of payoff thing. So that is really exciting for me. It's really exciting. So I'm happy I watched the anime today. Absolutely, this is the best anime that I watched. I mean, obviously the best episode of the anime. However, though, the problem is that next week will be worse because the episode for me was 10 out of 10, like seriously 10 out of 10. So doing it again next week, that is really hard. So, but I hope, and I actually do expect them to kind of deliver this 8 or 9 out of 10 level of episode in the coming end now. I think they have kind of built up everything. The only issue, just quickly here, is if the whole him thing reveal, because I was going to reveal him, they might probably not, and they're going to reveal the whole him thing and so on. And if that doesn't make any sense, if his like grand plan of world events or whatever is completely retarded, that's going to ruin the anime a lot, right? If the actual main bad guy hasn't been shown yet, has a really bad backstory or like a bad motivation, that is the only issue like I feel anime can have right now. Like a big, I mean, you can be all issues, but that I think is a big warning for me because they still haven't showed anything about him. And that can go either direction for me. Like that can be, we have to. We don't know what they're written about. We see how they think about it, and that could be anywhere. So yeah, great episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week.